Good
Well,
morning. Good
afternoon to you.
afternoon.
Afternoon to me.
I don't, this East Coast West Coast thing. We're gonna have to figure something out. And we typically never done a show this early.
It's early. No, never done this
And
show this early.
I had to put a whole nother hat on because literally an hour and a half ago I had a suit on and I was presenting to some corporate clients, and I said, let me go ahead and tone it down for the lab because we're a little more comfortable over here in this venue. But
Right.
shouts out everyone. Welcome to the lab. You got your boy Tall Boy, and you got Scoop here. It's all about fun. How you doing,
Yeah,
bro?
I'm doing all right. Tech never ends, tech never stops. And I think this is one of the reasons why we decided to do this show. And I think that this is really more for our small business customers or clients or users, as opposed to our weekly show that we normally do.
Yeah,
And I
yeah,
think that the ones who do tune in today, they'll get an opportunity to say, you know what, this is a business solution that I may want to look into as we start to close out 2020 and go into 2021. And I was really impressed that we were able to find the time, shall we say, to make this happen because, it's not only just reporting on tech, but it's also showing you how it works. And I'm not going to say it's fully a tech product, but it's a business solution
yeah,
that involves tech, if that makes sense. So,
yeah,
what I'm
yeah.
talking about is there's a software that I found about 2 or 3 months ago. And I was very interested in the product because I think when me as a videographer, I'm always having clients, I'm always having, saying, can you send me over a quote? And it was like, how do I'm always constantly doing that, filling out quotes, on Microsoft Word, trying to match something up. And I was just having a difficult time. And I found this solution, and I'm like, man, this really makes sense. And I told you about it, and I
Yep.
think you may have looked at it. And then I said, well, let's see if we can bring them in on the show. And so what I'm talking about, guys, is it's a company called Quoters. The website is quoters.io. So if you're watching right now, check out quoters.io. And basically, what Quoters is, it allows you to save time for your daily tasks, replacing your boring sales keynotes with a turbocharged, responsive online proposal. And you can track everything in just one place, and from the first version to the last one, and create an invoice by connecting with any software. So I hope I said that right, but
That was
what
a mouthful.
it was a lot because I don't even talk like that. So basically, what I'm saying is if you need to create a quote and you want it to be designed professionally for you, designed professionally for your have it set up to where you can use um I'm cannot think of the word that I'm looking for, but if you want to use their assets and make the branding look, more authentic, more authentically you. I hope I said that right. This is the software that might be that solution for you.
Yeah.
Without further ado, we have a gentleman who is the marketing manager that is a part of this company, Quoters, who has been gracious enough to give his evening up in Europe, who is social distancing, shall we say. But I want him to be proud that I did a little bit of research on him. He's a sneakerhead.
Oh,
So
hold on. Let's get him on the camera first because you've already
I got to bring him on camera. So without further ado, let
you've
us bring
wagged the
in
dog already.
Esteban Musintis. Did I say that right? Esteban Musintis? Did I say
Yeah,
that
some
right?
kind of.
I got the
Yeah.
James Hardens here. I don't know if you like.
Oh,
I don't know if you
those
like.
are the four others, or those are the fours, I think. Am I
Yeah,
right? The other ones were the BEs.
yeah. See, he knows all this stuff.
Yeah, see,
Oh,
so Tallboy, you at least have to know the product if you're going to bring a true sneakerhead on and talk about what he's
Oh,
passionate about. You
those
got to
are
know
those.
which brand you got.
now, see, I'm Adidas. So are you Nike? You Jordan?
I'm everything.
Everything. Okay, I'm an
Yeah,
Adidas guy.
I'm actually I recorded yesterday a video about Jordan 6 Carmine that will be retroed on February. So That's actually my grail, I'd say. So, but yeah, I'm more into Nike Jordans than Adidas. But the Adidas archive is so dope and so great. Yeah, I
Okay.
have this Boost and Light Strike stuff that I'm looking for a pair of Dame Sevens because those series is great. But we're not here to talk about sneakers. I
Shoes.
think for your
A
public.
little bit, a little bit, because look, I've checked out your website, your sneaker site, and
Uh,
you know what you're talking about. Yeah, you know about business proposal tools and online platforms and SaaS environments, but you know a little something about your sneaker game too. It's I'll make sure that the links are in the show notes so folks can definitely follow you and check out what you're doing on the side.
awesome.
All
Thank
right.
you very much.
So Quoters, this is the marketing manager. He's the guy that's out here creating all of the marketing campaigns for this awesome product called Quoters. Did I say it correctly, or is there some more that's in there that I left out? Can you tell the audience that's watching or that's going to watch the replay more about what Quoters is and why you got started with it?
Yeah, I think you described it quite well. It is a neat description, and actually, we're thinking more as a proposal solution instead of only a quoting solution because it's a quotation solution because it's like it's not only sending your only a quote to your client, but you can also describe, you can add videos, you can add pictures, graphics, tables, whatever, and it makes it easier to. It's like a self solution, uh, mainly thought of making all the entire sales workflow smoother. So instead of just sending a quote, as you said, it's more a proposal solution. That's the way we usually think of Quoters at this time.
Gotcha. Okay.
Oh,
So is there a way, James, you want to say anything before,
no, go ahead. I've got a couple questions as we dive deeper on, but I'll let you lead the discussion.
So basically what it is, if I'm a videographer and someone says, can you send me a proposal,
Mhm.
a quote of whatever it is that, of your services,
Mhm.
basically I can custom make that quote or that proposal for them with my logo, their logo, put
Yeah.
my numbers, um,
Mhm.
everything but the contract details, shall we say, inside of it.
Yeah. Yeah, and you can also add the legal information about the contract itself, and actually you can sign proposals in Quoters, so it can be used as a simpler contract version, and the point is that you can add the videos on the proposals and stunning graphics, and you can work together with you can put full screen videos and full screen pictures and so on. You can show as a biographer, you can show your clients your real work, your pieces of work that you are most let's say most proud of. It's something that you can easily show. So it can be used, for instance, as a media kit. We have some bloggers using it as a media kit. We have videographers using it as a portfolio, and it's not only a proposal solution. Actually, even though we think mostly about it as a proposal solution, but there are some users that are amazed about all the features we have, and also this version control, the signatures, and so on. It makes perfect for companies of any size and whatever. Mhm.
All right, so we have a question from
Yeah.
Robert. He says, is Quoters open for all industries to use, or are there
Mhm.
different templates to work from, whether by industry or format?
Yeah, it's actually it's open to any industry, so any company can get the best of Quoters. We have 20. I think the last number is like 22, 25 templates that are ready to use. They are organized into several industries, but we have clients all over the world, not only on marketing or video or photo or whatever. All this creative stuff that it's always the first industries that always move on to these solutions. And we also have people from software. We have actually some industrial companies, construction, and even health services are using quotas. Just thinking of some of them. So I think it's open to anyone, and it's quite easy to accomplish all the goals in quotas. It's easy to to customize any template or starting from scratch and get the results you are looking for.
So it has the custom templates for your respective industry, but then it also has one that you can start from scratch, is what you're saying.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, actually.
Now, and you also mentioned earlier you can incorporate videos. Now, are these YouTube videos? Are these MP4 videos? What file formats can you put inside of the template or the custom made proposal?
The best thing is if, for instance, if you want to insert a video, for instance, the ones that we're seeing there. If you want to add a video as part of the content, you can insert YouTube videos, Vimeo, Dailymotion, and self-hosted videos under SSL. So MP4. And for backgrounds, we support at this time. We support MP4 and YouTube videos. So it's you can add any video.
Yeah, I mean that's really cool, and I think I was just going to say you mentioned about different industries, and definitely for content creators such as Tallboy and myself, right? Insertion orders and assignment letters and things like that. So as we go to different venues, just being able to have a centralized. I'm thinking of quotas because I started up the trial, having a centralized online repository for all of those templates that we always have to create and do. Right, we're normally preparing to go to Las Vegas for CES right now, and there's a lot of documentation that goes back and forth in terms of, if you're going to write something, here's some NDA or some holds before you post. So having those default templates in place, and if we can build those through quotas, and I'm kind of throwing you a softball here, asking that question. We can build those types of products through quotas, give those to organizations, and say, yes, we will post this at a particular time. We are under this particular type of a contract, and it's reusable, right? It's just instead of having to recreate the wheel every single time we engage with a different organization, this is a good platform to do that.
And also, you can use variables, so you can templatize any document and use it at any time for for any client, and without we always duplicate any document, or we start with the document we used beforehand, and there's always the point where we will forget to change the name of another client or whatever, which is always a mess. And this is something that you can do in quotas with just one click. You just add a placeholder, and it's auto-filled with the information from your contact. So it's one of the best features because you don't have to worry about did I say Nike when I sent that to Adidas? Oh my, this is not cool.
Yeah, don't make that error, right? Don't make that error.
Now what I see is you have these different templates that are on here. So you have like sponsorship, events, you have photography proposals, social media proposals, travel agencies, website design proposals, wedding planning. And I was going to ask about the wedding planning because I think that would probably be the more popular one outside of event, the photography. I think those would probably be the 2 or 3 top ones. But what do you think are the top industries that would probably use a service like this?
Well, we actually made a research last summer. And we found out that the maintenance industry that was that was using Quoters was software development. Developers are always the ones that are trying to find these productivity solutions. But we also found that people from creative, all these creative industries, mainly design, were using quite a lot of Quoters, because it's like a place where you can have your portfolio and just send it to whatever you want. It's like you only have to take care of the scope of the proposal, the quote of what you're selling to your client, and that's it, because everything is in place, and you can rearrange any section, you can add saved sections. It's not only that you have a template, the template itself, but you also can save sections, so you can have separate sections for whatever, for some places, for some clients, and using another ones for another one. And you can create, for instance, we found that there are some bloggers that are I myself use Quoters actually. Some bloggers are using it as a media kit, because it's quite easy to rearrange everything and to send. It can be used for a media kit, for a proposal, for ads, for banners, whatever. Just using saving sections instead of having a template itself. And you can create a proposal in 5 clicks, for instance, which is some people that realize that this could be done, they said, "Oh my God, this is amazing," and they really love that feature actually.
Interesting. I think Robert had another question. Can you incorporate Quoters to existing CRM software or other business softwares?
Yeah, you can do it because at this moment we support Zapier. So any tool that is available in Zapier can be connected to Quoters using Zapier. We have plans for an API, and we are also trying to find some other softwares to connect to, like Public Connect, and has been requested sometimes, and there are some others that, for instance, have been requested by users. And our team is, at this point, our team is trying to find the best way to improve this. And in 2021, I think there will be more connections available. But you can use Zapier to connect to, I think it's like 2,500 plus apps as they market on their website. So yeah, it's an incredible amount of apps. So it's a good way to use, and also I think it's a good thing for not only for us, because we have to maintain all these connectors and so on, but also it's a good solution also for clients, for our customers, because it's a real marketplace. You can find more solutions, and you can find maybe there's something that it doesn't pop into your mind on that you may connect it, but actually you can find that in Zapier and say, okay, why not connecting this and that? On it's a productivity booster, so I think it's a good way to stay connected to.
Interesting.
Let me ask about this, and we've kind of already touched on this, kind of the business value of what Quoters provides, and kind of the industries, pretty much everyone. We started off saying small business, but really medium-sized, any scale business can use productivity tools such as this. I see it definitely living on, maybe on the desktop, and maybe because it's a SaaS-based environment, but on a desktop for easy configuration. But is there a plan to do a mobile application to where I can use my phone? We're definitely going to that type of environment, right? To where I got my tablet, or I sleep with my phone most of the time, right? So is there going to be a mobile application coming out for Quoters?
It's not in our plans because it's Quoters, for instance, it cannot be used on mobile phones. Your client, your customer can get the proposal and get the link, and it works so super smooth on the phone. But at this moment, our plans are going more into, instead of a native app, moving on to another kind of stuff, mainly trying to make it work properly on mobiles, because right now it's not accessible. It's not possible to use Quarters on a mobile. However, we have plans on the next version to add some more features and actually make it responsive, so anyone can use it just from their browser. At this point, there are some features that fail on mobile browsers. That actually it's not like fail, but they work differently. So, and there are some issues. For instance, when you're trying to format the text formatting, and inserting pictures or videos that don't work as good as expected. So we decided to cut this access. But we are going to work on that definitely, because it's working in mobility right now, it's like the thing. And sending a proposal wherever you are, if you're commuting to your office, or if you are on a train or whatever,
Right.
It's something that a lot of people. There are lots of people who don't have an actual office, and they work wherever they are. So it's a good thing. I think it's something we have to do, and we have to address it, and definitely we'll work on that actually.
So, is there a way that we can see how this works, and we can just kind of create a dummy presentation of?
Yeah, I can share my screen if you want,
Yes,
and I
why
can
not?
try to create a proposal for you.
All right.
Super.
So let's create a scenario. I don't want to be biased and say videography. So let's create a proposal and say for event planning. But how about that? So it's an event.
Event planning. Okay, cool.
An event planning event. And let's just say, you want to say concert, or do you want to say
what did you want? A concert. Well, here are for instance, these templates are not on our website.
Okay.
Graphic design, video, radio, IT services, and I think the last one is e-commerce proposal.
Digital marketing consulting. That's a good one.
Which one?
Yeah, because it works for him.
No, not being,
So once you select the proposal, you will be prompted this screen. It's a proposal title for let's say, how do we call it, the lab.
Now let me ask you, with the contact, and I know I jumped ahead. Can you
Mm-hmm.
do you have to type the names into the contact to already have like a following or a follower base, or is there a way that you can just start from scratch?
You can start from scratch. You can select any of your contacts. There's a search bar here, so you can add any users. And if you need to create any contact, the only data you need is just the first name and nothing else. Because at this point, we found that there were some users that actually are sending lots of proposals, or even there are some customers, some users that have that they don't have like a proposal for an actual client, but proposals like on their websites, or they're using even the proposals as like a bait. They post it on forums, they post it on social media, and so on. So it's like we decided not to make any data to become mandatory, and you can start, for instance, using the lab, and that's it. And you can save the contact, and that's everything you need to do. The point is that the more data you have for your customers on your contacts, the more placeholders you can use, the more variables are available. Even though it sounds like a little bit strange. And also, if you open this, the more information, you can change the language for the public view for your customer. For instance, there's German, English, Spanish, French, Italian, Dutch, and there are like 12 languages available at this time. We have plans to add more languages, at least for public views. So your client, you will get the link to the proposal with your own language. You can change the currency. There are hundreds of currencies available here. You can add the proposal prefix. You can choose whatever the series it is, the proposal number, date, etc. And also, these are the things that are quite are the most important things. You can require your signature so your clients can accept the proposal. You can send an email to your customer or not, because this is part of the connection with Zapier. So your clients can, for instance, get in an email. This random email. We have like, okay, your proposal was accepted, whatever, and now we start working. Or you can use, for instance, the Zapier connector to send a custom email to a real email to your customers. There's also a PDF. There's also the ability to download a PDF version, and you can, for instance, if you are using this for a document, there's no need to accept or sign anything, so you can deactivate this feature. Okay, I'm going to let this once so you can see how e-signature works on Quoters. Let's go. And as we're using this template, there are lots of things that are here. As you can see, these are the variables.
But had we had put all that information in the new contact information, all that where it says created for valid business and the version, all that would have been in there had we created that in the contact portion.
And it's auto-filled. So in the public view, everything would be filled with information of the contact. So and as you can see, the sections are here and separated by this little theme, divider. You can add videos as background, as you can see here. You can add colors. You can add even an overlay for images. I think there are some background images here. You can add these tables. You can rearrange the. Let me check.
So the videos are templates that you already have inside of the system already that was at the top where the lady was typing on the keyboard. So you can select whatever template that you want, or you can upload your own.
You can on videos. You have to use YouTube video or a self-hosted video on your website, for instance. Under SSL. And you can change from here the background, an image or a video, for instance. At this point here, there's no image, so a frame of the video will be used. If you're using YouTube, the thumbnail of the video will be used, for instance, on the PDF version. But you can change this, and if you add in an image here, for instance, on the mobile version, so these things that happens always with mobiles, that when you need service, it's out of service or whatever. And we decided not to make background videos playable on mobile phones. So this saves a little bit of bandwidth, and also it makes everything goes faster, going faster. Sorry. And for instance, if you want to add an overlay here on this image, as you can see, the white text may not be the best to read. You can add an overlay color here. Let's say I'm going to use this combination. I know, because I've been using it today, and it's easier to read. Here's there's another video, blah blah, and this is the table. The actual pricing table, the quote itself. If you click to edit, This is a separate one. If you click to edit, you can add as many rates as you want. There's no limit to add rates, or even there's an advanced feature. As you can see here, there's a margin. You can know at any point your margin, because there are some you can add actual costs to your rates. So, for instance, in this case, that we have a marketing manager like myself, that costs like $45 per hour, and it's expected that I've been working for 5 hours. That makes like $225 for me. And if we say to our client that, for instance, instead of 292, that's like a random number, we say 300, I'll see that there's a 63% margin. Okay, so there's a way to, this is one of our most advanced features that makes people to know that there are some costs involved on this, and this will make you more profitable actually, because it's like the way to work. No, if for instance, if you are going to for an event, for instance, if you need like a lot of people, a lot of material, you can calculate any rate using the costs of it. So that's one of our most advanced features, and I think there are not too many competitors that are actually have this feature at all. And it's something we're really proud of, because it makes you can see here the profit margin on percentage and the actual total, so you can know what you're going to earn with.
So not to make any assumptions, but that profit margin part, that's hidden from the end client, correct?
Yeah, of course,
okay.
It's hidden.
Okay.
Yeah. So your client won't see it. You will, for instance, if I go to the, I'm going to save this, so you can, for instance, you can also make some parts, some rates optional, so your client has to select them. Let me check. I'm going to save, and I'm going to show you how this view on your site. Okay, so this is the actual marketing consulting. It's been created for whatever in Valladolid, blah blah blah. This is all information. Okay, and for instance, if we go to the table, to the actual quote, here you can see these selectors are. Oh, this is in Spanish. I have to check this, because okay, this is in Spanish because my I didn't change the language of the application itself. It's in Spanish for me. But here, all these selectors are not visible to your client. So here, what you can say, I'm going to change this. Let me check settings. No, it's in English. Why can't I see this? I don't know why it's not working. Can you see this? Let me check.
We see the settings page with Carmen.
No, your settings. Yeah, let me
The
check.
settings are in English.
Yeah, the settings say it's in English. I'm going to share this application screen because it will be easier. So, this is not so neat. There are some issues with with this SPAs, these single page applications that always go nuts with language, but I have to check this because this should be in English, because we have this text defined in English. So your client will see your costs, he will see only the tariffs, and this information is not available to your client. What is this the optional tag? So your client can select these optional rates, and it will be, and the sum will be updated. So yeah, as you can see, it's quite easy to see. It's a web format, quite simple, because it's only a one column, which makes it easier for mobile phones actually. And for instance, if you want to accept this proposal, I'm going to change this. Yeah, I know what's failing. Let me check. because I created the proposal and I didn't change the language setup here. Yes. So here it should be. Let's go. I'm going to do this.
That's why you gotta love the live demo, right? You know, we get to see behind the scenes. This is actually what we would be going through, right? So this is good stuff. There's nothing wrong with this right here.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah,
Now, with the signature part that you showed earlier, there's a way that you can upload your signature, or you just
Yes.
use your mouse, or how do you get the signature part in?
Yeah. So if you want to make the signature work, you have to add it first on settings. Here, settings, proposals on this tab. There's an actual proposal signature. You can add your own signature here, the name of your signee on your organization, and you also can make it by default. Okay, and here in this case,
So
what
when you
will
upload,
see-
it, you just are you scanning it into the computer, or are you taking a picture and it just
you
uploads?
take a you need to upload a PNG, JPG,
PNG,
JPEG. Yeah, can work. And if you accept here, this is all the information you get. Okay, so the information your customer has to provide, because it's you know, you want to accept the proposal, the full name, Esteban, my email, Esteban at demo.com. Okay, and here you can use your
Okay, you can
mouse,
use your
or
mouse.
if you, yeah, for instance, here on the on my desktop computer, I can use my mouse. But if you're on a mobile phone, you can use your finger or whatever it is. So, and this makes like it's not like a real you know, this advanced e-signature, as we say here in Spain, because the Spanish regulation about this you know, it speaks about e-signatures as such, and advanced digital signatures. So this is not this advanced thing, but there's you know, it's an actual signature that you can use for any client, and it will be legally binding, because we also send you information about the IP, technical stuff like the browser, the system, and the time stamping of the signature. Okay,
Okay.
and also on the PDF, there's a page attached to this with all the information, with all that information. So you know, it's like we've got a lot of questions. There, you know, there are some countries that have different regulations for this, but it's an actual signature, and it will be. I actually did a research about federal regulations there in the U.S., and it's actually legally binding with all these requirements. So you can use this for contracts without any issue. Okay, but you also can, for instance, you can also make that that once a proposal is accepted, you can, if you are using another e-signature solution, I think as DocuSign, for instance, you can make the proposal accepted, and then you can send over a contract on DocuSign, so your client can sign the actual contract if you think that this will be, you know, like a more if you're feeling more secure with this. So there are, you know, lots of ways to get to the same. Okay.
Gotcha. Okay.
And
I was
that's it.
going to ask you. You also have a custom domain.
Yeah, there's a custom domain feature. So instead of using the default domain, which is proposals.quoters.io, you can add your own custom domain just using a CNAME value that we provide on once you.
So you could use your website. So
Yes.
Hicks New Media or tallboy.us
Yes.
quotes at tallboy.us or quotes at Hicks New Media or whatever your actual website is.
Yes, that's correct. And
you
actually, we recommend using a subdomain because it will be, you know, it's easier. Mhm.
Okay.
Like proposals, quotes, or sales, or whatever. I'm going to accept this proposal because it's like, okay, the proposal is accepted. And just to show you the PDF, what I said you about the PDF with the information, with the actual signature information, as you can see, well, this is this doesn't work quite smoother. We have some issues with the PDF generation, so we actually recommend not using the PDF as the main solution. But for instance, this assist be signed. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. Here's all the information with the email, the full name of the signee, the date, the IP, and the information about the browser, your company signature on the left, and the signature some kind of made here on the right.
Yeah, I like that a lot. That's really good. That's really.
Now I saw a little bit or a little bit higher. You had your team.
Oh,
How can you change that? Is there a way to where it's just only you? If it's just a one person operation, or where you had your team part, you can upload their photo and what they do, or how does that work?
Well, at this point, there's it's like a mono user, mono company thing. Even though you can add more users at will, you can add more users that can access the organization and your business. But at this point, everybody can access everyone's proposals and templates. What you also can do is templatizing anyone proposal, so you can use your own proposals, and your colleague can use their ones. But on the but everything is accessible to anyone. We have plans to add user permissions, as it's been requested for quite a long time, and I think we should address that. And actually, I think there are plans for later 2021 to add these users permissions. But at this point, for instance, the proposals I do and the proposals Carmen, my colleague on the marketing team, we do, it's like accessible to anyone, and we send them as as the company, as quotas, instead of sending the quotas by Carmen or quotas by Esteban.
Gotcha. Okay. Now all this is great, but I think now we have to get into the nitty gritty. What does this cost? Because everybody's like, yeah, this is cool, but how much does it cost? Is it something that's going to break the bank, or is it a lifetime situation? Is it a monthly? Is it a weekly? Is it a per use? Like when we talk about pricing, what are we looking at?
So to start, if you want to start with quotas, to test quotas without any compromise to your actual accounts, there's a beginner plan. As you can see on the screen, the beginner plan starts at $5 per user. It's 4.90, and if you want to get the most of quotas, the Ninja plan, including everything, that it's a custom styles per section, custom domain. What more? The cost feature, and there are some other things more that are actually included there. It's $30 per month. Extra users come at $5. It's 4.90 per user. Okay, per additional user. And if you, for instance, if you start if you don't need all the PDF generation and all these advanced features, for instance, you can add to your subscription to the Ninja, to the beginner, or to the advanced ones. You can add the brand, what we call the branding package. That it's actually all those advanced features that are actually on the Ninja plan. That it's custom domain, template sharing, which is also a good way, for instance, for designers to get to sell quota services. We do have some subscribers that are working on the design or sales industries that actually sell proposal templates for their clients, for their customers.
Okay.
So it's a way to get a return from quotas. And also you get those custom styles per section. If you want to make all this legal stuff, the boring stuff, you want to change the styles, you can you can use a different font, color, whatever. And also those branded emails, instead of sending a Quoters email that, okay, you accepted your proposal on Quoters, you can get an actual email saying, okay, you accepted my proposal from my company, and so on. So it's like, it's like a booster, but it doesn't include the PDF generation. It's not that bad. And of course, it doesn't include the electronic signature, the digital signature, as you have seen.
So that's only in the Ninja plan.
Yeah, that's only the Ninja
plan. Okay,
that's good to know. That's good to know. Okay.
So if they had the previous two plans, how they would just submit the proposal, and how would they be able to accept?
It's instead of the signature itself, you only write the name and the email of the accept on the accept screen. So instead of actually signing with a finger or the mouse, it's they do just they write the name and the email, and that's it. Okay,
that makes sense. Okay,
makes sense. Huh? James, any questions?
I'm loving the platform. I'm loving the fact, as well, as I was looking through, that the company is so open with what you're planning, but by the fact that you've got your roadmap posted, right? You've got the things that you're looking at doing in future iterations of Quoters. So you're commenting, different types of type forms, inserting Google Maps, all those kinds of things that the team is working on in the next future iterations. The pricing conversation was key, because seeing what's different in each package, right? Beginner, Ninja, advanced, things of that nature, I think are very interesting. I love the fact that you have that online digital signature. I mean, that's just a little extra over the top, right? And when you hit accept, and even though you said that the PDF is still being worked on, that just makes you stand out amongst the sea of everyone else that's out here. I mean, that just gives you that extra bit of professional presentation. So competitors are out there, but I don't see them, turning it up to that notch, to where it's as clean of a presentation as Quoters is doing. So kudos and congratulations to your guys and your team on that.
Thank you very much.
I guess I would ask one interesting question. In this distributed world, you're in Barcelona. Is Quoters itself based in Spain, or
he's in Madrid?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Why not to Madrid? Actually, we're in Valladolid, where it's close to Madrid. Actually, it's only 1 hour by train, by high-speed train. But yes, it's at this point we have most of the team, the Quoters team, is in Valladolid, because it's where it was created, and the founders are living here, and so on. But we also have some part of the development team are living in Valencia right now. So that means that we're growing, and as we're growing, we believe on this globalized world, and it's like you only will start working, and I think there will be when we grow, we don't have to stuck to this place, and that's important. So getting more points of view from people from all over the world, it's key, and I think there will be moving forward to a more globalized stuff.
Who is your target audience for? Like, who do you want this to be marketed to?
We started working or focusing on most creative people, and we have some marketing agencies working with Quoters. There are some hard users, and Quoters hard users. But there are lots of industries that can get the best of Quoters, and we always think of construction services, for instance, which are using Quoters proposals to send. It's like a step forward for them, because you have this all this stuff on architecture and construction services, have all this have a lot of things that can get the best of Quoters if applied correctly. And because it's like, okay, we have all this 3D stuff that we always try to explain to our client, whatever, just put it on a video and send it on a quotas proposal. We also have all these events industry is always getting the best of quotas as well, because they have it's like a way to send to your clients not only what they were going to get, but also an actual an actual project. And you can send videos from previous events. You can send them the links with to some of them, so they can see what you did, wherever. So anyone that is getting anyone that needs a portfolio for their customers, it's getting the best of quotas. Because it's a way to keep a portfolio quite ordered, and you can use it, for instance, to send it to your clients in any industry at all, and without any hesitation. And it's a good way to start. And also, we found out that industrial services, it's a good place, especially some 3D printing companies, because it's they can show their actual processes. And this is what we're going to do first. This is the planification, and then we will start producing and whatever. And we can show you all the stages of this process using our quotas proposal. So, but as we said before, I think any industry can work, and company of any size can get the best of quotas as well.
Okay. So I guess the last question that I have for you is, you have our platform. What would you say to someone that's watching this or watching the replay? What would you say to them on why they should buy the product?
It's what we always say, digitize yourself. If you want to sell better, you have to move on to this kind of stuff. And if you want to sell better, if you want to be more productive, just quotas. That's what I have to say, actually.
I love it. He's like, hey, if you want to digitize, you got to digitize yourself. We're in 2020, like everything is digital.
Yes.
I love it, because it's one of those things where 2020, and James knows I'm a live streaming fanatic, and this year has really taken live streaming to a whole nother level. And it's one of those situations where everyone is now in front of a screen, whether it's for business, whether it's for school, whether it's hanging out with family. And it's, how can you make everything more digital? And I know we're getting burnt out with the digital at the end of the year, but this is the new normal. And the best thing to do is digitize to where you can make your business solutions a lot better than what you were doing before. So I definitely did. When I saw this product, I reached out to James, and I told James, I said, James, I think you want to look into this. I know that, what he's doing out there on the West Coast, this might be beneficial. And he says, let's see if we can get you on. And, that was the biggest thing. It was, how can we get more people to be more aware of what it is that you're doing and the product that you have?
Yeah, this is fantastic.
And also, there's one game changer that I think it's important. It's not only in quotas, but also in this kind of solutions. That it's not like you send a huge PDF document or a presentation that you don't know when your client sees. You can know at any time when your client is watching the proposal, if it's reading the proposal, because you can set up notifications, for instance, on Slack. You can send your clients your proposals on just on a link to their WhatsApps or to their Telegrams or on an email or whatever, which makes you can use the same ways to communicate with your clients that they're using. And it's something that it's instant. They get the link on their phones, and they can check it, and they can read it wherever they are, while commuting, on the tablet, on their couch, while staying at home, wherever. And it's something that it's and also all this is actionable, because if you are connected to Zapier, you can send all that information to your CRM, to your solution, or just storing it on a sheet, on a spreadsheet, because it's important. So I think it makes everything more under control. And I think controlling all these sales sales information is important for any client, and that's something that what you only can do. You can only do when digitizing. So,
Gotcha.
Perfect.
Well, I was supposed to be coming home from America last Saturday. I was supposed to be in Barcelona from Thanksgiving for 2 weeks. And so you're going to be the closest thing to Spain that I'm going to see in 2020. So I definitely thank you for taking the time to tell us about this amazing product and give me a little international flavor before the end of the year. So I'm very humbled and thankful that you took the time to tell us about your product. And like I said, I get a chance to get some international in me before the end of the year.
Thank you very much. I do appreciate the opportunity you gave us to be here. Thank you very much.
Esteban, thank you, man. Take well. Have a great, safe holiday, and we will be talking to you more soon. Folks, thanks again for tuning into the lab. We appreciate you. We had already ended the season for the year, but Coders came by and we said we had to throw another show in. You do. I hope you see the Santa Claus hat we got on the logo there. You know, we're trying to be festive here. Outside of that, folks, be good to yourself and take care.